This is TechCrunch. OpenAI's decision last week to shut down Sora, its AI video generation tool just 6 months after releasing it to the public, raised immediate suspicions. The app had invited users to upload their own faces. So, was this some kind of elaborate data grab? Well, according to a new Wall Street Journal investigation, the real explanation is considerably more boring. Sora was a money pit that nobody was using, and keeping it alive was costing OpenAI the AI race. So, what happened? Well, after a splashy launch, Sora's worldwide user count peaked at around 1 million and then collapsed to fewer than 500,000. Meanwhile, the app was burning through roughly $1 million every day, not because people loved it, but because video generation is so costly to run. Every user who dropped themselves into a fantastical scene was drawing down a finite supply of AI chips. While a whole team inside OpenAI was focused on making Sora work, Anthropic was quietly winning over the software engineers and enterprises that drive revenue. Claude Code, in particular, was eating OpenAI's lunch. So CEO Sam Altman made the call: kill Sora, free up compute, and refocus. Now, if you want to understand just how sudden this was, consider what happened to Disney. Per the Wall Street Journal article, the entertainment giant had committed $1 billion to the partnership, yet found out Sora was being shut down less than an hour before the public. And the deal died with it. Large language models trained on vast datasets could speed genomics research, streamline clinical documentation, improve real-time diagnostics, support clinical decision-making, accelerate drug discovery, and even generate synthetic data to advance experiments. But their promise to transform biomedical research often runs into a bottleneck. Beyond the structured data that healthcare relies on, these models struggle in edge cases like rare diseases and unusual conditions, where reliable, representative data is scarce. New York-based Mantis Biotech claims that it's developing the solution to fill this data availability gap. The company's platform integrates disparate sources of data to make synthetic data sets that can be used to build so-called digital twins of the human body, physics-based, predictive models of anatomy, physiology, and behavior. The company is pitching these digital twins for use in data aggregation and analysis. These digital twins could be used for studying and testing new medical procedures, training surgical robots, and simulating and predicting medical issues or even patterns of behavior. Mantis's founder and CEO Georgia Witchell explained to TechCrunch that, take a sports team. They could predict the likelihood of a specific NFL player developing an Achilles heel injury based on their recent performance, their training load, their diet, and how long they've been active. Now, to build these twins, Mantis's platform first takes data from a variety of sources, such as textbooks, motion picture cameras, biometric sensors, training logs, and medical imaging. Then, it uses an LLM-based system to route, validate, and synthesize the various data streams, and runs all that information through a physics engine to create high-fidelity renders of that dataset, which can then be used to train predictive models. Witchell says that we're able to take all these disparate data sources and then turn them into predictive models for how people are going to perform. So anytime you want to predict how a human being is going to be performing, that is a really good use case for our technology. The physics engine layer is key here, as Witchell told TechCrunch, because it helps the platform enhance the available information by grounding the generated synthetic data and realistically modeling the physics of anatomy. She said, if I asked you to do hand pose estimation for someone who's missing a finger, it would be really hard because there are no publicly available data sets of labeled hand positions of someone who is missing a finger. We could generate that data set really easily because we just take our physics model and we say, remove that finger, regenerate model. Since Mantis's platform fills gaps in data sources, Witchell thinks there's potential for it to be used widely across the biomedical industry, where information on procedures or patients can be difficult to access. is unstructured or siloed into various sources. Mantis has seen success in professional sports, presumably because there's no need to model high-performing athletes. Mitchell said one of the startup's main clients is an NBA team. We create these digital representations of the athletes where it basically shows, here's how this athlete has jumped, not just today, but for every single day in the past year. And here's how their jumps are changing over time, compared to the amount that they're sleeping or compared to how many times they lift their arms above their head. The startup recently raised $7.4 million in seed funding, led by Decibel VC with participation from Y Combinator and a few angel investors. The next step for Mantis is to continue building out the tech, Mitchell says, and eventually release the platform to the general public, targeting preventative health care. The company is also working to cater to pharmaceutical labs and researchers working on FDA trials, aiming to deliver insights into how patients are responding to treatments. That's all for now. For more stories like these, go to TechCrunch.com.